Hi everybody, welcome into the Wolfman Gardening Channel. Today I've been asked to go over and kind of cover grow lights and different types of grow lights. I have several different types of grow lights I use here at the house. And I'm going to kind of try to break it down for you a little bit to where you might be able to understand that not all grow lights are created equal. Let's jump to it. That we're going to kind of cover today, we're going to be going over the amount of Kelvin in a light, the amount of lumens in a light, and the difference between an LED light versus, or a gas filament bulb, I guess you would say. And then a little bit about color spectrum. So let's break that down a little bit more. Now, like a fluorescent light bulb, that's going to be a little more efficient than your regular light bulbs, but it's not near as efficient as an LED light. Now, your fluorescents and your regular light bulbs are going to cost less at the beginning, but your LEDs are going to last longer and you're not going to have to change them out. You're looking at about maybe 8,000–9,000 hours on a regular fluorescent light, and you're looking at like 25,000 to 30,000 hours on an LED. So the cost benefit ratio is going to equal out and be more efficient and cheaper on you to run the LEDs in the long term. So let's break it down like this. You need 1,300 lumens, and since lumens is the amount of brightness, you need 1,300 lumens. With the classic light bulb, it takes a 100-watt light bulb to get that 1,300 lumens. Now, a halogen light bulb to get 1,300 lumens is going to be 80 or 70 watts. Now, your fluorescent light bulbs to get that 1,300 lumens is going to run around 22 watts. And then your LEDs to get that same 1,300 watts or same 1,300 lumens, it's only going to be somewhere around 17–18 watts. So you're only using 17 or 18 watts to get the same lumens that you would out of a classic 100-watt light bulb. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Kelvin. Kelvin ranges somewhere between, say, 1,000 Kelvin all the way up to like 10,000 Kelvin. Now 10,000 Kelvin is going to be kind of a bluish color, and it's going to be like a sky blue. Your lower spectrum, see candlelight, it's got that yellow flicker, that yellowish color. Yellow flicker. I thought of a candle and I thought of, the flickering candle. Your light doesn't have to flicker. But somewhere around the 1900 Kelvin range, that yellowish color, that's where your light candlelight is. Somewhere around that 5,000, 4,800 is like direct sunlight. 5,500 Kelvin or 5,000 Kelvin should do the trick. And I'm going to show you, if you wait around till the end of the video, I'm going to show you a real good bargain that I found that has 5,000 lumens and 5,500 Kelvin. Once my seedlings get out of their small growth stage and we start getting ready to transplant, they all go to these bigger lights that have 5,000 lumens and 5,500 Kelvin. Another thing to remember on this is, just because you can get the right Kelvin, so you get the right color spectrum that you want, 5,000 Kelvin, you may have a lower amount of lumens. And 5,000 and 5,000 area is where you want to be. You want somewhere the Kelvins and the lumens to be up in that 4,500 to 5,500 range. So you may find a light bulb that's like, oh look, this one here has, 5,000 Kelvin, this should work great. But then you get to looking on that bulbs and it's only going to give off, say, 800–900 lumens. Well, you've got the right color, but you don't have the right lumens, the amount of brightness. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. If not, leave comments down below and I'll try to explain it a little better. But you really need to match your lumens and your Kelvin. It's really important to get both of those right, especially if you're not going with a grow light. Now you can get a grow light, and these grow lights are going to have these spectrums and all that stuff in them. But a little 2-foot grow light, like the one I'll show on the screen right here, this little 2-foot grow light, this one here costs $45. $45 may not seem like a lot, but it can be costly if you're going to try to grow and have a lot of space to try to put all these seedlings. If you're running and doing a small amount, these grow lights are fine. They'll do you just fine. But for me, I grow so many plants that I need more space, more area, and I would go broke buying these $40, $45 grow lights. So once the seedlings get up and I transplant them and they're in their own individual pot, I could put them under these 4-foot grow lights, these shop lights that I paid 20 bucks for, and they're going to do just fine. And another thing to remember is if you can find the right Kelvin, say you got that 5,000, 5,500 Kelvin, but you can't find, a light that, say your light only has 4,000 lumens, you can lower that light closer to your plants to gain that extra 1,000 lumens. You know what I'm saying? So think of a light, when a light is turned on, it's spread out. Put your lights closer to the plants are fine, and you can gain a little more lumens by doing it that way. But that's the difference between the LEDs versus fluorescents. The fluorescent lights are going to get hot, and you can risk burning your plants if you get them too close because of that heat. These LEDs, you can touch them. They can be on for hours and you can touch them. They're not going to be hot. So you don't risk burning your plants if you get them too close. And I've had my plants actually grow up and actually touch part of these LED lights, and they're fine. Now, if I was running fluorescents, those fluorescents would be, or any other type of bulb's going to throw off some heat, and it could actually burn that plant. So remember, try to get your Kelvin and your lumens as close as you can to that 5,000 range. And if you are a little shy on the lumens, just remember, just lower your light a little bit, especially if you got LEDs. Lower them down as close to it as you can. Get that direct, that direct light, and you can make up for not having that, that extra 1,000 lumens. Well, I hope that you learned something today, a little bit about grow lights and the different types of lights that you can use when growing your seedlings and starting your seeds indoors. Like I said, not all grow lights are created equal. Don't fall for all the, you have to have a certain color light, a certain color spectrum that you need in order to grow lights, which is absolutely not true. As long as you stay within that Kelvin and that lumen range, then you should do just fine with any type of light. And like I said, my preference is LEDs. They save money, they cost less to run, they don't get as hot, you don't have to risk burning the plants if they grow up a little bit too, or you don't have to risk burning your plants. And like I said, I'm all about saving money. So hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, leave your comments down in the bottom, and like always, keep it growing.